Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there. Lots of really cool stuff is out there again, for sure. Just before I move on too far, at the end of the video too, I'll show an update on the transport CV that I've been working on. I hit that pretty good yesterday, and I did do some more updates to the Creel space station as well. However, I'll probably show those on Monday or Tuesday when I can get even more done to show an update. So the very first creation here is by Blackleg Sanji, and this is the Dictator, and this is a very, very cool looking ship. It has that wedge-shaped pattern. Definitely looks like it was inspired a bit, or at least in part, by like Star Wars designs. This is a dedicated combat ship. It is has a lot of Xeno in it, a lot of firepower, a lot of ammo storage, a lot of big thrusters as well. So you can kind of take a look at how many turrets are actually on this thing. It's got rows and rows and rows of turrets and launchers. Just really, really built up to the max here. I think it would, from the looks of it, it looks like it would make pretty short work of most things out there floating around in space or whatnot. Also taking a look at the rear thruster arrangement too, and it's got these really cool LCDs over the thrusters. That's a pretty cool look there. Huge amount of strafing thruster too. These are all Excel thrusters, by the way. So we're looking at what, seven, I think, strafing thrusters. So yeah, besides hitting stuff extremely hard, and it looks like it would maneuver quite well to boot. A lot of down thrusters in here too. Forward thrusters, obviously there's the 8XLs. I'm just looking at all the different down thrusters. It probably has quite a lot of lift thrusters too, I would imagine. A little hard to get down in there as I got it docked right now. I do like the stance of this, though. This looks really, really cool. And yeah, I get that you can't do much with the Xeno blocks here, but they are the toughest blocks, and they're lighter than combat steel. They're a little bit tougher than combat steel. I won't say they're super more tough than combat steel, just a little bit. But I love this side profile too. It has that other characteristic of Star Wars creations where it has kind of like this above ridge and a lower ridge, and then it has a bunch of stuff going on in the middle of that, and that is kind of another bit of a design cue from a Star Wars like Star Destroyer type of creation. This one just looks killer though, and I mean, and so many guns and turrets, and the whole bottom side's coated with them as well. Pretty amazing to look at here. So I got to find a way in. That is something I do not know how to do yet. I was hoping to see the obvious door when I was floating around here, but sometimes they are hidden away a little bit. Oh, there we go, right in the center here. Come on, sensor. Oh, I'm in God mode, so the sensor may not work. I'll just bolt up through this door here, and we'll get inside. Oh, look at that. Security already. So we would come in from, okay, this angle here. Ah, that's interesting how this works over here. So not to mention this giant ship here. Here, let's go to a lighting queue as well here. I'm seeing a lot of interior lights, so as I look at it in the dark. That's a neat looking tone going on the walls here. It's a little bit unique. It almost has that kind of a bronze tint to it or something like that. It's cool. And then we also got solar in here. I didn't expect solar. Neat looking glass display over all these generators over here on both walls actually. So those are the big generators. Yeah, those are the wow, that's a lot of generators too. This thing's, I mean, with the amount of thrusters and firepower and everything else on the ship, it probably uses a lot of power as well. It looks like we got a giant blast door assembly here, and well, probably hard to tell, but this is a bay to get inside the ship over here. So this would be kind of a little similar to the Supremacy that I did, except this one has blast doors. Mine was just open. This one's a little tougher. Probably quite a bit tougher. But let's see what we got going on over here. Some lights over there. All right. We got a. Oh, this is different. A double elevator in the middle. Huh. Interesting. And I'm not sure where I am in the ship, but we're coming into this room. We've got some pictures. We've got our teleporter, armor repair, armor locker. Looks like some medical equipment all throughout here. Looks like all the medical equipment. A place to chill and eat. And way out the front of the ship over here. That's really cool. No, this is the back of the ship. Not the front of the ship, the back of the ship. I'm all twisted. So that nice little utility room to get in and take care of business there. Let's go up another floor here, and we're down to a hallway here. It looks like we've got a lot of CPU cores chilling out in the area. Now this one comes stock with enough quantum CPU cores to make it function, so you don't need to add those after the fact, but you will need them up front to spawn this creation. Inside of here, looks like we got a crew area. Chill, a lot of bedrooms, all the other stuff, toilet, showers. Very nice, very nice. Very, it's easy to see too. I got the daytime should be set at night right now, so it's quite visible inside the ship here. And over here, it looks like we've got a first-person cockpit. I'm pretty sure there's another one in this ship too. So nice here if you want to just fly the ship and look out your front window there. When you get into the combat areas, though, or combat mode. There is another place to go for that. I'm a little lost, so I got to figure out how to get to that. Okay, so I've been here already. This is out the back of the ship. Yes. Sorry about getting lost. These larger creations, I do tend to get lost more often. And we're back up to the first person. Let's head this way. No, wait, this went to the crew area. Could have swore this has another bridge in it. Now, it doesn't have a lot of other stuff. Now, it is a purely, pretty much dedicated combat ship. It does have some utility, but it is, you're not going to, I don't believe, see farms and huge amount of production and things like that in the ship. It's mostly about fighting. Here we are. Here is the secure bridge in here, and this is pretty wild. Very easy to see, and we've got a bunch of advanced CPU cores. Well, as proved. Oh, yeah. Okay, so all your stock CPU cores are in this area here, and then you're kind of looking at this big screen in the ship here. Now, going through the hull of this ship, you'll see it's going to be a little hard to show, but it is solid. There are some things in here, but a lot of Xeno, a lot of protection, and this is pretty deep too. So obviously, with all the artillery launchers on the front of this, it's also kind of set up for doing some powerhouse hits, maybe sniping. Maybe you pull back a little bit when you're sniping, but if you get in closer range too, with so many turrets on here, I would imagine that you would really mess up some stuff. And it does have some external texture lights and things like that going on it as well, which is really cool. Done with some Xenoblocks here in that particular texture and color on those Xenoblocks. Let's go back to daytime here a minute and take a look at its specs. So to start with, on general stats, it is a size class 9. So I actually thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than that, but size class 9, not bad. Obviously a huge amount of weaponry on here. Big counts of a lot of these things, laser cannons. I was just curious how much artillery. Okay, artillery cannons, 12. I thought I had more than that, but I guess a lot of those are probably the advanced laser cannons. Got to take those shields down first before you can start blowing holes in the hull. 40-hour and 11-minute build time. This one I'm sure is going to use a lot of Estrium and Zecosium and things like that, being the nature of the kind of ship that it is. Thrust speeds and everything look really quite good. So we got 58 up, 54 down. 39 forward, 34 strafing, 39 reverse. Mass 48.5 kilotons. I was just curious, man. I actually thought the numbers were going to be a little bit higher than this. I'm looking at the huge amount of thrusters on here, and it does look like this comes stock with 68 quantum CPU cores. So this would take a little bit to get rolling if you're playing the game for this. But once it did, I really think it would be quite devastating. I don't know if you could come up with too many more designs that would be more powerful against in-game stuff or not. You know, maybe bigger yet with even more guns, but I'm not even sure the game can handle that. Very cool design though. Love the shape. Love the. It looks mean. It is mean, and really cool that way. All right, well, next one here is something that is in the workshop spotlight right now, and this is the Fertilize, and this is by Lego Robot. Now, on the description here, this one said that it is does not comply to CPU or weights and volumes. So it doesn't matter if I'm in Reforged Eden or Vanilla on this one. It's a replica of an Elite Dangerous ship, and it's made primarily to do that. So, as in like a lot of the other like function and things like that. First, I would be quite concerned at a ship this big, that is if you're going to flat around a game, being an SV. Now, if this was a CV, I've seen CVs that are smaller than this. So, this is a really big SV. But just so you don't expect it to fly like a super fast and all that stuff, it does look like it is equipped with some weaponry and things like that as well. Well, that is really cool. Now, man, I would love it in the game if there was a block solution to do these angles smoothly. This is, you know, if you're trying to do this kind of angle, really the only way you can do it is chop it up with different blocks and try to come up with a block combination that could simulate that the best you could. As in, like, the author's name suggests, with Legos, you would have to do something like this with Legos as well, or use those Tektronic things and make your own angles. In fact, speaking of Legos, I watched a couple weird, really cool Lego videos lately too on some of the craziness that is being made with modern day Legos. It is pretty psycho. Really like the shape of this. So it was probably a lot of work getting all these blocks, trying to look at the bigger picture, making that nice looking wedge design. And when you look at this from a little bit of the distance too, it all starts to dial in, and you don't see the block changes so much there. But it's really cool shaping. The color scheme's wonderful. Little details like inside of this area, that looks really neat. I like the extra detail and the way this is cut out into like a different component part here. That looks really good. A lot of backing detail going on there, and a different color in there to boot. And same idea over here. It's kind of like you're digging through the armor of the ship and seeing like some of the internal components, and everything is very nicely detailed too. So this is a author I'm unfamiliar with as well. So I haven't seen anything as far as I know from this author yet, but hopefully we'll see a lot more. This is some really well done shaping, and this is a really neat feature here too, how this was dug out, and that ring was built up on top of that. Little stuff like that. You do the same kind of thing with Legos too. So I kind of believe this author, that this author does have some good solid Lego experience under their belt there. So that's just an expression. Don't take that a weird way, please. Really cool thrusters too. Look at that. I like that design a lot. Interesting. It's got an outer ring and then an inner ring, and all this I don't know, technical stuff in the mix here. So yeah, the shaping and block work, colors, everything is looking really sharp on this. And it does kind of, to me, look a little bit Lego-y. It's probably just the colors used, because the more brighter colors and things like that tend to remind me a little bit more of Legos. And I love Legos. They're there's like, well, what better toy than Legos? Except they're, you know, if you're gonna build this kind of stuff out of Legos, it's gonna cost you a lot of money too, or it's a lot cheaper to do it in Empyrion. So, okay, so we walked in here, and instantly we've got a nice looking room here with some passenger seats and some general stuff here. We got some O2 and armor lockers. Very nice, very nice. Here, I'm gonna do the lighting cue here a second too. So this is look at that. You see how much that changes? Now it looks like kind of a more realistic lighting effect going on here. Definitely love that. Ooh, look at this. Wow, this is all inside of SV. Big SV. We'll have to look at the size and stuff too. So we got some container controllers. Oh, by the way, again, I forgot to look at the container controllers on the last ship. I knew I forgot something. I looked at them before the video, and I can say that it has a huge amount of ammo storage on it. I think upwards around 15. I'll try to look at that again real quick before I move on too much, but I think we're around 15 320k storage or ammo storage bays on the other ship that was just looked at. It needs it too. It's got a lot of turrets on here. Oh, look at this. That looks so cool. That looks like an engine. You took a warp core and you made it look like some kind of like engine with like exhaust and stuff. It's like, I hope you cut the catalytic converters off there, get the you know whatever. I'm just kidding about that. No, that looks really, really cool. So it looks like every inch of this was designed, and yeah, actually using the texture from the carbon substrate material. It actually looks pretty nice. I usually always fill that in or retexture it with something else, but yeah, it could be used as its own texture. It's not a bad looking texture really in the right setting, and that looks really nice there. So yeah, another thing with SVs too, and I noticed that the author must have had to go through pretty good extremes here, figuring out how to get the player from down here up to over there, because there's no staircases or elevators or ladders or anything for an SV to actually make you walk up a way. So it looks like using these grate pieces at a 45-degree angle to get you up to the top area here. Love the roundy action going on here too. Excellent looking styling in here. The color differences on certain parts really kind of accent that again. Everything looks like it's displayed very nicely. So let me get up into the bridge here, and a little dark up over here. Not bad though, but yeah, there's probably very little opportunity to get lights in there. I like how this is done here. Across the top too. Here I'm going to go to daytime again in this section. Oh, look at that. Let's get some shadows going on here. That is something neat about running the glass things, is you get those shadows. Love the shadows. This is a nice looking bridge. So I've got a pilot seat and a co-pilot seat done in a little different format, where like just designed for two, like right off to the side there. That is cool. I like that each seat has its own like assembly going on here too, or block work around the seat or in front of the seat, below the seat. Yeah, it's neat here too. We got a half block row high floor, which allows for these to stick up one half block row, and you put the seats on top of that, and that's a pretty cool. That's a nice effect there. I like that. And a lot of glass, like the big glass window on the top here too, the big glass canopy front window. And yeah, what a cool ship. Very nice, very nice. Now specs, you know, obviously, like it was said too, it was designed to be what it is, and it really doesn't comply to CPU and other things like that. 15 hours, 6-minute build time. It is a size class 9, so that is a big SV. 24 fuel tanks. Has some still 12 plasma cannons and 12 railguns and 6 laser turrets. So it does have some arms too. And looking at the numbers here, I didn't expect to see it move as quickly as this. I just considering its size and things like that, and the amount of thrusters I was seeing on the hull, I did not expect to see these performance specifications. So it's not bad. It's pretty good, really. 57 lift, 45 forward. So I thought this was going to be about half this. So I'm impressed. CPU wise, obviously this doesn't really matter. This would, if you're going to use this in Reforge Eden, you'd need, I'm sure, put in the base set of cores, and then probably, I don't know. I don't know where it would come out. There's a lot of blocks, but as in really expensive CPU sucking parts, it's kind of tame. Kind of tame. I wouldn't say completely tame, but it's not going crazy with things. So interesting. So I'm kind of wondering if it could be used in gameplay. Now the hull is made of steel, which is lighter, and I expect the interior is probably made with carbon. Oh wait, we got some hardened. This is hardened steel. Wait a minute, I'm confused now. Okay, so this is what? Okay, no, we got carbon here. Oh, that's carbon. I don't know what my gun was pointing at that came up with hardened steel there a second ago. But okay, so carbon, but it did have some hardened steel somewhere. Maybe selective on the hull, or maybe I was just seeing things. Anyway, very, very, very cool creation. One last thing I'll look at, and I'll hit the last one too real quick, is I just wanted to take a look at its, okay, so it has an ammo controller. Okay, so it doesn't have much in ammo storage at all, 250. You're not going to fill up your guns very much with the stock ammo on here. And a container controller at 250 as well. So a bit light on the storage aspect. But other than that, very, very cool ship. Well done. Looks wonderful. Doing like the Lego tricks, doing angles that you don't have blocks necessarily for, but you can make it work. Especially if you scale it nicely. That gives you a lot more, just more detail, more blocks, more pixels basically in the build. So on this one here, basically I just wanted to show you its ammo controllers, and I believe I think I called out 15 320Ks, and I believe that is, it's probably 16. You got to add 1 to that because 1 is not numbered. So 16 320K ammo boxes, and it does have a few others in here too for just regular storage. Box, recycle, I imagine 1 through 4. Yeah, there's the top one up there. So, and then a couple other places to put stuff. Money box, you gotta have the money. All right, well anyway, the next one here is a pretty oh, actually oh, you're so small compared to all the other ones. Here's a really cool miner here. This is Bulldog Miner Mk1 by Strife, and yeah, I know it's pretty small compared to some of these other creations, even though it's not very small. That just shows you how big the other ones are. Nice looking industrial style miner. Looks like we got a lot of mining drills on here too. It's quite a lot of those. So we've got like this outer band of some of these yellow ones, and then we got another band of inner ones here. I'll have to look at the total count of those drills on here. And then we got some general protection along the sides here from probably drone attacks while you're mining, stuff like that. It looks pretty thrusty. So we're running at least these larger or medium jet thrusters for strafing, big ones on the back. We got some good lift thrust here. Looks like more of the bigger ones there. Very nice. Are we not on? We're not on. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's better. It's all lighty up and stuff. I'm gonna go to night light here a minute. Take a look at what we're how this looks on the inside. It's got a bit of a subtle glow on the outside here. Some texture lights going on there, which gives it that little bits of detail there. I love seeing the little dots here and there. Let's get in here a minute. Oh, I like that. So this is kind of running that orangish yellow, well, kind of orangish light. Looks really good, very consistent. Again, the interior is very detailed. Looks like everything's organized very nicely. Homes for all the different components, like they should be there. That's something I definitely like. Something I always try to do myself too, is design one of these like you're designing the interior of a car or a RV or something that you got to get a lot of stuff in a tight area and you want to make it look nice and be convenient for the operator. So this is beautiful inside for a miner. Man, kind of it's pretty deluxe. It looks industrial enough to you know, like it's rugged and it's got that look, but it also is realistic enough to look like it's kind of like plausible, like yeah, maybe something like this could really work. Nice visibility here out the cockpit as well. Definitely like that. I like the little side lights next to the door, little fridge here with its enclosure built. Love all that little aesthetic stuff. Oh, the keyboard and the display up here. Some information about how the background information on the ship. We got a lot of stuff in the ceiling too. CPU cores. Seen some other stuff. Looks like we've got a. I would say that is a shield. One thing I'm not sure if this has it or doesn't have it. Guess I would say no. I'm guessing maybe no warp core, but I'm not solid on that. I'll look at the specs later. I'm just flying through the walls right now. Really nice looking ship though. Very well detailed inside. Again, love the interior. Love the interior. Very good job on that. Use it. That's a neat looking floor surface texture too. I like that. Anyways, here, let's go back to light, and we'll take a look at some specs here. So this one, size class 3, 4 hour and 7-minute build time. Defensive turrets against drone attacks, I would say 20 laser drills. So yeah, a lot of drilling power for a SV. 6 generators, 14 fuel tanks. Looks like pretty good performance. Weakest performance would probably be strafing. Probably also the least important on something like this. I'll also take a look at its cargo here in a minute. So we got an ammo controller at about 2200. Cargo container. Oh, that's a box. Let's look at these cargo. Oh, that's that. Industrial harvest controller. Okay, so we got a 32K harvest controller. I was looking for that. I figured a ship like this would want something like that. And we got some. Looks like beyond that, some basic storage boxes and other things like that. A cargo drum. So, looks like your main bulk of cargo would be the harvest cargo, which makes a whole lot of sense for being a miner. Yeah, awesome work on this. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting some other stat here? Oh, CPU. Yes, I am forgetting another stat. All right, so this is a Reforged Eden creation, and it fits within the Tier 4 Reforged Eden CPU limits pretty nicely here, even though it has 20 laser drills on it. So it still works out. It has a little bit of extra CPU. You could technically, if you're looking to do some modding, you could add in a couple more turrets or things around the ship somewhere, or whatever you'd want. Very nice, very nice. So the next one here, this is another big one. This is a unusual design, kind of like almost like a manta ray kind of thing, or a little bit. I wouldn't say exactly like that, but so the front of it's kind of like the big bulky area, and then you have these wing extensions coming out, and then the hangars on the front. So as I've seen ships a little, well, I wouldn't say necessarily like this, but maybe facing the other direction. This is really cool though. I like that. Also on the color scheme here, looks like we're using quite a few different, at least 3 different body hull color tones. So we got this dark gray and a couple different blues here, kind of like an off-white blue and a kind of a medium muted blue, which looks really, really nice. And we got a central kind of bridge in the push back a little bit from the sides. Yeah, these wings are really, really big though. Really cool looking on how that's set up there on the aesthetics of it. Yeah, very interesting looking ship. I like that. It's creative. Yeah, very wide. Very wide. So, all right. Well, anyway, let's take a look at what's inside this thing. It looks like it's going to have quite a bit of space in here. Oh, this is a nice big pass-through hangar. I like that too. That is often neat if you come in and you park something, and then you could just fly straight out. You don't have to turn around inside the hangar and stuff like that. That is a nice convenience for sure. Hard to do that. It usually forces you to put a hangar door on the front of the ship, which is usually more vulnerable, but it depends. This, to me, looks like it's more of a, I don't know, carrier-based ship, more or less. This looks really nice here. I'm going to go to lighting queue here and take a look at what this looks like in the dark. Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of eerie black and white look for the most part inside, but there's some a lot of texture lights and things to accent that. Love the surface of the hangar floor too. That looks really nice. And all the work done on the sides of the hangar. A lot of detailed stuff everywhere you go. There's just something more to look at. And we got some elevators over here. Note to self: elevators are here. So before I get too lost, I'll try to remember that. Very nice. So let's go up. Let's go up. Oh, we can go down too. Maybe this. Okay, so this ejects right out the ship. So that's a nice, convenient way to get in and out of the ship pretty fast, right into your elevator system here. So we're still at the hangar floor. Let me go up. Constructors area, additional fuel storage. I love these LCDs inside the elevator. I actually kind of wanted to do that on the ship I'm working on too, but I got the same problem I normally have. I can't find any room to place LCDs in range of getting something projected in the elevator correctly. Alright, so I like the labels here. So we got generators. Nice. Nice. So we got a generator room back here. I like that. Different color lighting. A lot of stuff going on in here again. And I'm hearing the generators. Oh, there's one. Oh yes. Two of them across the ceiling over there. We also looks like no, that's just a regular decorative terminal there. Okay. Looks really nice though. Again, inside the room, it's just a lot going on. It's very detailed. Everywhere you look, there's something going on. Whether it's decoration parts, block work, texture changes, main parts, pipes, whatever. It's nicely detailed. Something I definitely look for in these creations. No, this room looks nice too. I like this. I never use this texture, but for some reason that looks really good the way it's used there. Maybe it has to do with the border texture around there too. It kind of makes it look like that's inlaid a little bit, and the color differences on these tiles look more pronounced in the lighting environment here too. That's pretty cool. So this is some area for some constructors. So we got a couple advanced constructors turned this way. That looks really nice too, and they're kind of facing each other. Yeah, it's neat how you can turn these at different directions, kind of come up with a different look on those, even though it's all the same part. Small constructor, a couple boxes, quite a few boxes. And let's go across here. Okay, so we're on one side. Okay, so that door only got us off to the one side. So let's go up one floor. It's possible we might have a repeat, or maybe not on the other side. We'll find out. So we got this hallway going down here, taking a look at this glassed off room on the inside. And yeah, I like kind of all these things on the floor here. In between, oh, we got some like white carpet. Very nice, very nice. Oh, that's another elevator. That's the one I came up in. Restricted area. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to go in here. That's just tempting. Ooh, and we got some red lights going on here. It looks like our core room. You can see why you would restrict this. And it looks like that's kind of a pass-through, kind of on the center of the ship. Get out to the other side in the other hallway here. And what do we got here? Oh, looks like a place to chill and watch TV. God, these almost look like lockers for a second there. But no, that's some lighting. And then we got a crew area and a bunch of beds in this section. Again, like everywhere you look, it's just detailed, textured, and whatnot. And let's see. Oh, we got a lounge. Look at the LCD here. Entering. It's interesting. Yeah, it looks kind of neat. The text is really throwing me for a loop here. Maybe this is just one of the, maybe not an LCD. Well, it's an LCD, but I gotta look at this. I gotta just see what's going on here. Okay, yeah, it is showing one of the sprites. I was looking at that. I was like, why is that blurry looking? LCDs are usually really sharp, but no, it's one of the preset items here. So is the hydroponics one there. Okay, I gotcha. So nice lounge area here. All kinds of equipment, sinks, a lot of stuff for people to chill out and enjoy the harvest. And then we got a couple pretty good size farm plots here. Looks like done a little bit differently, but like 25, so 50 grow plots in this section. Very nice. And we got our fridges and stuff out here, and the plant life and the trees. Very nice. Teleporter activated with sensor. Nice. And it looks like another crew area over on the other side here. A little bit different than the other side, if I recall. And let's see, let's get into engineering over here. I don't know, we got some different color lights again. I like the fluctuation in light colors and things like that. So you keep on having like different looking areas of the ship, which is really nice, especially on a larger ship, to break that up. You got a CPU core over here. Yeah, we're right next to the core room there. This whole room's kind of sealed off too from the outside. Let's take this door here. EVA. Oh, it's just kind of another access point to maybe jump right out of the ship. Yes, it is. Very cool. Yeah, I like how that's done too. I like an EVA room, like a quick eject area. That's neat. We got some medical and O2 and armor locker and maybe places for mods or body armor mods or something like that. And these chests. That's yeah, it's neat. Neat idea of a room. Well, then we got our bridge, infirmary, and ammunition. On ammunition, we got an ammo box. Looks like a 80K ammo controller in here. Some closets, armor lockers, armor repair. That looks neat. Again with the red lights. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So the infirmary. You gotta have one of these. Oh yes. And here is our full. Well, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Most of the medical equipment, but the other stuff's right out in the other room, like the O2 and the regular med bay. But yeah, very nice, very nice. Red and kind of gray. Definitely has that medical feel. Again, the tile floor looks pretty good in here too. And then up to the bridge. Oh, look at this. I like how this is done over here. These all the side terminals, data screens, your main cockpit over here, all kinds of controls and stuff. This is really cool too. I've seen this LCD before. I know this was made by, I think, Celesticor, but that is really cool. Nice looking view out the front of the ship too. Again, I don't know if I missed areas in the ship, but I do like the layout though. It's pretty streamlined actually. Considering how big it is, I'm not really getting too overly lost, which is pretty good for me. And I like this main hallway structure that kind of goes around this section here. And I gotta assume I'll fly through some of the walls here. Oh yeah, there's more in the hangar I missed here, obviously, too. So the hangar, not only is it really cool on the bottom floor, there's these like catwalks, mezzanines, things like that above the hangar that I really did not look at before. Looks like a control area that just kind of sits in the middle here. Also seeing some sentry guns off to the side of the hangar in the back over there. Oh, really, really cool ship. Really cool ship. Let's take a look at some specs here. So this one, size class 11, 32 hour and 28 minute build time. Obviously, yeah, it's going to use some of this estrium and zacosium. Nature of the ship again. A lot of fuel tanks, 19 fuel tanks. Speed-wise, pretty decent. It's got most of its speed going up forward. Strafing's enough, reverse is enough. What does CPU look like on this? Okay, so I believe this is a vanilla creation, and it would fit within the 10 million CPU, and also the thrust speeds that I just looked at here would be increased if you spawn it into vanilla. Sorry about that on the build. I usually have to pick between Reforged or vanilla to show stuff, and I haven't really tried to sort out the creations, like, because then I might skip a creation that came out that week and whatnot. And, so I just kind of show them all at once. But I do believe this would work just fine in vanilla. And Reforged Eden probably could work, but you need to add in the additional Reforged Eden cores, and then maybe some quantum or auxiliary cores, but I don't know for sure. So storage on this ship. There we are. Okay, so we got a constructor in 320, constructor out 320, kitchen in. Okay, so those are smaller. It's kind of neat how that's set up, though. This really looks like it's ready for business. Ammo 80k. Plus it had an ammo box that we seen inside the ship too. Blocks. Yeah, got a couple of 16k block boxes. Fuel. Harvest 1 at 176k. Another 176 for Harvest 2. Very well organized in here too. Really looks like it. The ship has had some in-game usage already. Meds, yeah, very nicely organized. Again, a lot of cargo boxes. A lot of these are labeled for needs. Stuff to sell over here too. Yeah, you can tell the this person has been playing the game. So I'm not sure exactly how many legit or larger controllers it's got in it, but it does have a fair amount of storage, but it's divided up quite a lot. I'd say obviously the harvest storage and the constructor in and out are the largest ones in here, probably, unless I'm missing another main one. Very nice, very nice. Alright, let's go back to daylight again, and we'll take a look at the next one here. Next one's considerably smaller. The smallest of all of these. Even this, you know, these are pretty big, but this one, the last one here is a tank. And it is a cool looking tank. I don't know why, but yeah, it's got a interesting look to it. It almost, to me, looks a little like a base. A little bit, probably because of how it sits on the ground, the way it does. Honestly, if I didn't see the thrusters, my first guess would be that this is a base, until I realized that it's like HV sized blocks. But it is cool looking. I like that. So we got a couple of harvesters on the front. We've got some Gatling guns. Got some looks like some rocket turrets. 4 of those. Some minigun turrets and another 4 minigun turrets. Looks like, yeah, kind of a general usage tank. Let's see what kind of hull material we're looking at here. Combat steel. Okay. Nice. And the thrusters, yeah, a lot of strafing thrusters going on there. I was looking for the reverse thrusters. It looks like we've got a setback over here. Now, it was kind of brought up before, too, that the default game does not care if thrusters are blocked or behind a block like this. But I have heard that some servers can turn on that feature where where this thruster might be considered to be blocked, or possibly even these here because there's a turret in front of them. But for the most part, yeah, I think you got to get to a pretty specific server for those rules to apply. Now, there's always been rumor that the main game was going to have those rules apply to, where you couldn't block a thruster. You had to leave so many block spaces away from the exhaust end of a thruster. At one point in time, I heard like it had to be like 6 full blocks before it would be considered unblocked. But then there were certain things that you could put over them, like these grates, the non-airtight ones that wouldn't block them, and those are legitimate even on the servers. So it's always been kind of rough to figure that out, exactly what's going on. I guess you can go either way on your builds. I always try to not block thrusters, at least on modern creations. There's one that I did a long time ago, but I never did that again since then. This isn't bad though. I mean, they're still visible and everything like that. It's not like they're buried in the hull somewhere. So let's go inside of here. I'm going to go to the lighting queue too, because this looks like we've got some lights. And this looks really sharp. This looks really sharp. So we got our clone chamber, very needed on HV. Speaking of clone chambers on bases and CVs as well, it was also brought to my attention too that you kind of need a clone chamber still to set cloning, set your cloning requirements, I believe. I need to investigate that a little bit more, because I was kind of under the impression you don't need a clone chamber at all on a something that can have a med bay in it. We're only talking CVs and bases, so not HVs and SVs. They are different. But now it sounds like maybe that's not perfect thinking, because yes, you can respawn to a clone chamber or a med bay on a creation, but can you set? But I'm not sure if you can set that as your home, like spawn, if you have a clone chamber. It's a little confusing to me. I'll have to find an answer. If anybody in comments knows an answer to that one, that would be really good to know. On how it actually works. Is it worthwhile to continue to put clone chambers in CVs and bases that also have a med bay? That is the big question. Anyway, back to the interior on this one. It looks wonderful. I love this this VR control display here too, behind the glass and everything. It looks like a that is just really cool. And how this sits, and the the block work in front of that too. Oh, and the pentaxid tank's right below it. That's cute. Wi-Fi, pentaxid, storage box, CPU cores, clone, harvest controller. Harvest controller. Wait a minute, did I miss something on here? We got some harvesting going on here too. Hold on, I didn't realize that. Is there a retractable somewhere I'm not seeing? Maybe a multi-turret? Or maybe a place that it's, you put one in? Or am I missing some mining apparatus? Oh, these. The harvest modules, yes, the tree cutters. They need a harvest bay. And our detector. Yeah, no, this looks really cool. Again, I really love this dashboard design here too. The general look of the inside, well laid out. You got passenger seats, all your main stuff. Let's take a look at its specs here. Looks like it moves around pretty good. Again, I think this is a vanilla creation. So these could be off, and if it is vanilla, it would probably be faster than what you see here on the numbers. 10 fuel tanks, 3 hours and 42-minute build time, 4 missile turrets, yeah, the 2 harvest modules. Okay. CPU wise, yeah, this will be off because of the whole vanilla thing, but it's well within Reforged Eden tier 4 specs as well. So this probably, here, let me get back here and see if it says advanced. I was just looking for the advanced CPU extensions. Am I missing those? They're probably right in front of my face. I just can't see them right now. Core 6. You won't break that down anymore. No, this probably has 4 vanilla advanced CPU cores in it, which would make total sense. If you added one more of those, I don't even know if you need a full mount. It didn't really come up to 60,000 either. So yeah, if you added in like a basic and 2 improved CPU cores in here, you could probably get this up and going in Reforged Eden pretty easily. So very cool tank, very cool tank. And actually all these creations, again, really awesome work on all this stuff. A lot of creativity, a lot of time and attention to detail, and really wild shaping on many of these, most of these, all of these. Very, very cool stuff. So, all right, at the last part here, I wanted to show you where I'm at with this transport CV. So I've got it spawned in over here. And it ran out of fuel. Nice. Okay, let me give it some gas. And I worked on this. I meant to only work on it about 2 or 3 hours yesterday, and it turned into about a good 8-hour session. And it was all focused on the interior. So here I'll get in here. Let me go to night lighting, show where I'm at. And I got a lot done on this ship. I got a little bit more to do. Well, I got a little bit more to do, but it's well underway now. This isn't the right ship. What the heck? Oh, I got 3. I'm sorry. How did I spawn 3? I meant to spawn 4. Okay. This is the one. This is the one. So it's a little bit different than that one. The outsides look the same. So the inside. Here's the hangar on how it's coming out right now. It looks a little bit brighter in space, believe it or not. That's kind of where I did all this at. And this, I gotta say, took forever in a day. I was at this for a long time. I sort of started kind of in this area, and I just kept on going around the hangar. And I, even though there's some areas in here that look kind of symmetrical from the other side, they were built non-symmetrically anyway. And I actually had to repeat like this little cargo box pattern too. And I was doing like some of the same stuff I seen in some of the examples over there, trying to build like a little framework around certain parts to display them properly and things like that. Some changes I made, I ended up throwing one of its base generators in this little compartment over here and one over here. I kept the front 2 ones, but then it has 2 additional ones out the back for extra generators in case you need those. And you might, depending on what you add to this. So I also put in this one's fully featured right now, so I didn't strip anything out of it. So it's got the repair bay in here, and then it's got the repair console. And this is a little dark, a little hard to see here, but this is actually armor repair, and this is the armor locker. I'm trying to display them a little bit differently than I normally would. And then our constructors and the medical area with the shower. I'm trying to, I was trying to find a symbol to work for a toilet, and there just really isn't anything. So that's when you got that emergency, you go here. Playing around with some different blocks and stuff on the ceiling in places too. This weird formation here. So there's a lot of there's some experimentation in the hangar here, but it is pretty much complete, short of sensors and stuff like that. And fully equipped right at this moment. So in the elevator here, I've got 2 areas. I did the top area. So, and this isn't fully done yet, but it's well underway. And this is basically the crew area / the bridge. And don't mind, again, this core's got to get moved yet. Still sitting right in the floor where it originally was, I think, on this one. So in here too, I was trying to add in a little bit of RP, but functional stuff too. So you do have a bedroom over on the side. You do have a teleporter over here, armor locker, air, and basic medical stuff in this area. And then like a fridge too. So a lot of real stuff in here that's really close. And you do have the drone hatch in the middle here too, so you could kind of load up and jump out the top if you need to get out of the ship quickly. So what is left on here? Oh, I'm going up to the landing pad there. Is floor 2. Now floor 2, from what I showed on the basic blockwork last time I showed this a couple days ago, it drastically changed. I opened up the floor, I changed the hallway path, and I changed where these parts were being put. I managed to get the gravity generator into the hangar over here, so I could pull it out of engineering, which freed up a little bit more space. And now my idea is, I don't know. I'm still trying to work this out. What I don't like right now is where I've got, these grow plot areas. There's this door, there's this ramp in the middle of those two areas. Although you can kind of walk around it pretty easily or jump over it or something, but it still bugs me a little bit. I was almost thinking like I wanted to put some kind of locking mechanism on this door to a certain extent. Maybe I'll do that with a sensor. Idea would be to maybe have a sensor that only picks up, say, these 2 blocks of the ramp. So if you actually want to leave the ship, you'd have to kind of walk out here a little further. That would allow you to walk across the ramp in between the farms, if you're doing that. Now what it does need in here is all the CPU stuff. So that's why I still got the cores sitting there. I got to get in all the CPU cores in places. I have a couple in the ship back over here, but I don't know if they're going to stay there or not. I'd rather kind of have it a little bit more organized here. CPU, it needs a detector, and it needs Wi-Fi yet. Now, those are easy things to add, so I'm not so worried about that. Now, another change on the front of the ship on this, and I'm kind of debating whether I should keep this or not, because it does work, is I added in a 6-pack of drills in the front. Let me retract these a second. And without the drills retracted, this is where I have a bit of a problem. I don't particularly like how that looks. It used to be all kind of smooth and aerodynamic and kind of matched the hull, and now it's got this, I don't know, this going on here, which is really not aerodynamic looking at all. But it does add in like a 6-pack of drills. So, man, I tell you what, I wish there was some kind of weird door mechanism that I could put over the front of these things, but you can't put anything over these because even though they're retracted, they still take up block space up into as far as they unretract to. So you can't put anything else blocking them off unless it was even larger yet. But anyway, that's where I'm at on this one. I did do probably another 2-3 hours of work on the Creel space station as well, but I'll hold off on showing that until maybe Monday, possibly Tuesday, and I'll have a lot more work done on that. This one I'm still kind of on schedule to get this released when I said. I wasn't so sure I was going to be able to pull that off, especially how long that hangar area took on this. It kind of set me back a little bit, but now I'm looking at it. I really have one room to design yet, and it's not a super large area, and then I got to do all the regular stuff with the sensors and the final preparations, and I might be able to still pull off a Sunday release on this. So I'll just keep on hammering away at it, but I'm happy with the ship. I wanted it to be a step up from the Ascension, and I think it is in every aspect. I think but the Ascension was a starter CV. This one's not a starter CV. I don't know its final specifications on what equipment's going to come stock in it or not. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to put 4 advanced CPU cores on here at release to handle the vanilla side of things. And then, of course, leave area in Reforge Eden to add in the Reforge Eden cores. I don't know if this would ever need a quantum core or anything like that in it. It can power everything it's got going on here pretty easily in stock Reforge Eden CPU, or up to the 2.1 million limit. I think it'd be lower than that actually. So we'll see how it goes. But with vanilla, you got to have 4 advanced CPU cores for it to, with anything over a certain number, and this goes over that number. So that's kind of where I'm thinking I'll probably need to put in 4 advanced CPU cores in it. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed this. One last note I wanted to make mention. There's a creation I was looking for on the workshop. It has Frankenstein in the name. I haven't found it yet. So it was something that someone wanted me to check out, and it sounds like kind of a mashup of different parts of different ships all kind of put together. And it sounds really interesting to look at, but I have not found the creation yet. So I will try again next week and see if I can find that and try to find the original comment talking about that too. I think there was an update to that as well. So I'll try to review those and see if it's on the workshop or not, or the exact name I should search for it as. Anyway, you all have yourself a good day and a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.